On May 25, 1931, electricity was switched on for the first time in St. Vincent in the capital city, Kingstown. At that time, there were 32 customers on the system. This historic event followed a series of events that commenced in 1930 by the electrical department and the colonial government to bring electricity to the country. According to the record of events, the construction of the network to deliver the power began on March 22, 1930, and on May 20, 1931, the Legislative Council issued a notice of electrification which said, whereby electricity will commence on May 25, 1931, with the exception to back street and houses on that street. Electricity was first available to customers during the night, and they slowly evolved to a 24-hour service. The supply of power across the country expanded gradually over time, and the establishment of the South River Hydropower Station in 1952 and the Richmond Hydropower Station in 1962 brought substantial changes to the country's landscape because of the availability of electricity in rural communities. In the initial stages, the electricity company was owned and operated by the Commonwealth Development Corporation, CDC. By 1971, the government acquired 49% of the shares of Vinec from the CDC and became sole shareholder of the company in 1985, having bought the remaining 51% shares. Following that period, there was an era of rapid expansion of electricity service across the country. Other notable milestones in the electricity sector relate to the electrification of the Grenadine Islands of Bequia 1968, Union Island in 1974, Canouan in 1994, and Miro in 2003. The construction and commissioning of the Lomans Bay Power Plant was another major milepost. On completion of Phase 1 of that project in 2006, the plant provided just over 30% of power on mainland. Presently, it has 17.4 megawatts of generating capacity that produce between 60 to 65% of the power generated in St. Vincent. Vinec's transmission and distribution network moves electrical power from the power stations to customers. This network consists of switches, breakers, substations, insulators, transformers, protection equipment, 26,000 poles, 1,065 kilometers of overhead lines, 190 kilometers of underground lines, and 9,600 streetlights. Having a diverse energy mix allows Vinec to provide clean, safe, and reliable service. While the company introduced the renewable source of water in the late 1950s, over the last decade, Vinec has further transformed the electricity generation mix. Today, the company can boast of having hydro and solar renewable forms of energy. Our first venture into solar energy was the installation of a system at our Cane Hall location in 2010. That system has since been expanded. Since then, systems have been installed at Lomans Bay, Union Island, and Miro. Electric utilities are usually valued for their input to engineering and technology. At Vinec, we pride ourselves in enriching the lives of our people. Our contribution to culture has spanned many decades, and we also partner with organizations and educational institutions to advance sports, science and technology, and education. While public electricity was first supplied in 1931, the company, St. Vincent Electricity Services Limited Vinec, was registered 60 years ago. On November 27, 2021, Vinec will celebrate 60 years as a corporate entity. Throughout the era 1931 to 2021, electricity has been a driving force in the socio-economic development of the country. Today, the company has just over 42,000 domestic accounts and 4,864 commercial and industrial accounts. Approximately 98% of the population has access to electricity. This reliable, accessible service provided by Vinlec offers numerous advantages in all sectors, including science, health and education, information and communication technologies, tourism and industry, to name a few. As we reflect on our history, we envision our future is bright. The company has risen and responded positively to a multiplicity of challenges. At Vinlec, we remain committed to our mission to deliver an electricity supply of the best quality and value to all customers, to satisfy the interests of shareholders and employees, to support sustainable development, and contribute to a high quality of life to our people. We're Vinlec. We power your world.